Hello, and welcome to this presentation on TekSmartLab, the network-based instrument management solution that brings a more efficient lab experience. Here is the agenda. We will start with why we developed TekSmartLab, and then we'll introduce the details of the solution, including some example sites. From there, we will talk about pricing and ordering information, run through a few frequently asked questions, and end with a quick summary. Now let's go through why Tektronix developed the TekSmartLab solution. A typical teaching lab has 20 to 40 benches with 4 instruments on each bench. Typically, these 4 instruments are the oscilloscope, arbitrary function generator, digital multimeter, and a power supply. In the last few years, we have visited over 100 customers around the world and found that teaching labs are facing new challenges. For each student, it is all about capturing results. When they need to save test results from instruments, students will use USB memory sticks or cell phones to take pictures, or even sketch waveforms in a notebook. This leads to inconsistent formatting of test results and difficulty in archiving test results for future reference. For instructors, it is about completing routine tasks quickly. These tasks can be to manually reset instruments one by one before the next lab exercise, or to walk around the lab monitoring and assisting students. The length of time it takes to complete such routine tasks takes away from valuable lab time. For lab managers, it is a challenge for them to generate instrument asset information reports for audits. They have to manually check the instrument's model number and serial numbers, locations, and utilization. And with utilization, it is a guessing game of how the instruments have been used since they were last audited. Tektronix created TekSmartLab to meet these new challenges. It is the industry's first network-based instrument management solution for teaching labs. Let's learn more about the solution. The TekSmartLab consists of 2 new products. The hardware. The TBX3000A utilizes the same interface found on Tektronix oscilloscopes. It can support a maximum of 6 instruments via USB cables and can connect with a network with a standard LAN port or with Wi-Fi when equipped with the optional USB Wi-Fi dongle. And then the software. The TSL3000B can support up to 100 benches and 400 instruments. It provides specific applications for instructors, lab managers, and students. We will talk more details about their applications in the following slides. TekSmartLab supports most of the Tektronix and Keithley instruments found in teaching labs. These include the TBS1000B EDU, the DPO or MSO 2000B, MDO 3000, AFG 1000, AFG 3000C. Even more instruments discontinued in the last 5 years, shown in gray here, are supported. So an existing lab of Tektronix and Keithley instruments can be easily upgraded to use TekSmartLab without purchasing new instruments. TekSmartLab is easy to set up and upgrade. If we explore the example network diagram, we can see on each bench there is a TBX3000A. The TBX3000A works as a computer in that it controls instruments connected by the USB cables and communicates with the lab server via the network. The lab server has the TLS3000B software installed. The TLS3000B provides the applications for instructors, lab managers, and students. We said TekSmartLab is easy to set up, and it is. It can be set up via Wi-Fi without laying LAN cables, and instruments are automatically recognized without any configuration when connected to the TBX3000A. It is also easy to upgrade the existing lab, as most Tektronix and Keithley instruments, even discontinued ones, are supported. Now that the TekSmartLab instruments are connected to the network server, what features and benefits do they offer? The first benefit is centralized configuration. In traditional teaching labs, before the lab exercise, it takes about half an hour for instructors to manually preset 60 instruments, one by one. Using TekSmartLab, instructors can load instrument configurations based on different courses and then distribute them up to 400 instruments with a single click. Even the auto-set function of an oscilloscope can be disabled, so students have to learn how to manually adjust the oscilloscope to display the correct waveform. and when the TBS 1000B EDU series oscilloscopes are connected to the system, the courseware contents as well as the instrument's firmware can be updated remotely. The next benefit is centralized monitoring and remote assistance. Instructors can easily monitor the status of all instruments during a lab exercise. Green signifies that the instruments are working, gray signifies no connection, and red signifies an error. By clicking a specific bench icon, the instructor can easily monitor and configure the instruments on the bench to remotely assist students. Another benefit of TekSmartLab solutions is the students can use their smart device to retrieve and save test results wirelessly. Let's see how it works. Every bench has its own web page with the TekSmartLab local network, and the web pages are created by the TSL 3000B software automatically. The web pages can be accessed by the bench-specific web page address. In this example, the web page address of bench 1 is 192.168.1.204, the IP of the lab server. And the desk ID equals 1 means it is for bench 1. QR code applications are quite popular among students, and many have smart devices with cameras to support QR code scanning. The TSL 3000B integrates the QR code generation function, so those bench-specific web page addresses can be converted to QR codes automatically. Then instructors or lab managers can easily print the QR codes and affix them to the corresponding bench. With the QR code on the bench, students can log into the bench-specific web page to retrieve and save test results. First, the students connect their smartphone or computer to the TekSmartLab local network. Then they scan the QR code or input the web page address manually in the web browser of the computer. After logging in with their student name and ID, they retrieve the image of the oscilloscope. The test results, which contain instrument model number, serial number, student comments, and a watermark of the student's name ID, can be downloaded locally and archived on the server at the same time. Online retrieving and saving test results enables consistency of test result formats, prevents students from cheating by sharing data, and provides results for archives of future access. The last feature is automatic instrument asset information recording. As introduced before, in traditional teaching labs, the lab manager must manually check and record instrument information such as model numbers, serial numbers, and locations. Detailed information like the utilization time in the last few months can only be estimated by experience or by keeping usage log. The TekSmartLab solution automatically records and displays asset information, including utilization time, with just one click. TekSmartLab increases asset management accuracy compared to previous methods and makes managing lab assets much more efficient. Thanks to its utilization of network technology, TekSmartLab can bring a more efficient lab experience. Here is a comparison between conventional teaching labs and the TekSmartLab. In conventional labs, the instructor has lots of routing jobs. TekSmartLab brings efficiency, as hundreds of instrument configurations can be done with just one click. In addition, all instruments can be centrally monitored. For students, TekSmartLab means ease of use, as is possible an innovative approach to saving test results. Instead of using memory clicks, students use smart devices. They can scan the QR code and then easily retrieve and save and archive test results. For lab managers, TekSmartLab means productivity. All asset information is recorded automatically with high accuracy. This includes the instrument's utilization time, which is recorded in 30-second intervals. So in the next few slides, let's see how TekSmartLab has brought efficiency to actual university sites. The first TekSmartLab site was set up in June 2014 at a top university in China. In this lab, there are 24 benches with a total of 96 instruments. The professor has a plan to upgrade the lab with another 96 instruments because TekSmartLab can help him manage more benches. The main benefit TekSmartLab brings to him is efficiency. Before, the professor spent 30 minutes to configure the instruments manually, and now can do it with just one click. The professor also has a need to archive the test results for future access. another need which can be met by TekSmartLab. The second university site has 45 instruments and 15 benches. This is an Internet of Things lab. Here, the network-based TekSmartLab helped meet the professor's expectation for upgrading the lab in the near future. The last university site was one that needed to be upgraded. The lab was equipped with 18 TDS 1000 EDU scopes, which were purchased 3 years before, and the professor wanted to monitor all of the instruments remotely. Since TekSmartLab can be set up via Wi-Fi and supports instruments discontinued in the last 5 years, the professor chose to upgrade the lab to TekSmartLab without using LAN cables or purchasing any new instruments. Because TekSmartLab makes it easy to upgrade, it protects a customer's investment and provides them with an easy way to enjoy the benefits of a networked lab. Now let's take a look at pricing and ordering information. The U.S. list price of the TBX 3000A is $199. The TLS 3000B U.S. list price is $6,000. This is a one-time charge for the software, as Tektronix will provide free software upgrades. Now let's look at an example of configuration of a system with 20 benches and 80 instruments via Wi-Fi. In this lab, we need one TLS 3000B software application installed on the lab server. On each bench, we will need one TBX 3000A. Currently, we can have up to 4 instruments per bench: one oscilloscope, one arbitrary function generator, one digital multimeter, one power supply. Always make sure to check the data sheet for the list of supported instruments. To complete the wireless setup, the customer will need to purchase 20 USB Wi-Fi dongles for the 20 TBX 3000As. A list of compatible USB Wi-Fi dongles is included in the data sheet. The customer will also need one Wi-Fi router to create the wireless network. Any Wi-Fi router that meets the Wi-Fi networking requirements listed on the data sheet can be used. If the customer does not want to create a wireless lab, it can be built using cables and a LAN network. Finally, the lab server is Windows-based PC. The operating system should be Win 7 Pro, Enterprise, or Ultimate, as these provide the web service function, which makes it necessary to support the online test result saving function. That is all that is required for the setup of TekSmartLab system. Now let's take a look at some frequently asked questions. Here are some questions we received when talking about TekSmartLab solutions. How many instruments and benches can be supported by TekSmartLab? It can support up to 100 benches and 400 instruments. Which instruments are supported by TekSmartLab? Most Tektronix and Keithley Teaching Lab instruments, even those discontinued in the last 5 years, are supported. Please refer to the data sheet for more details, as additional instruments will be supported. Can TekSmartLab support other vendors' instruments? Not at this time. We are focusing on Tektronix and Keithley instruments in order to provide a stable and reliable solution. Can other information, like the parameters of arbitrary function generators, be added to the test results? Yes. We have the plan to add more information to the test results, as it will be done in a free software upgrade. Can the software running on the lab server be monitored remotely when instruments are not in the lab? Yes. The TekLab server can connect to 2 networks at the same time: the TekSmartLab network via Wi-Fi and the department network via LAN. In this way, the instructor can access the lab server remotely. Can there be more than one oscilloscope to connect to TBX 3000A on each bench? No. On each bench, only one unit of the type of instrument is supported. This is a limitation to ensure stability and efficiency. Which USB Wi-Fi dongles are supported by TBX 3000A? We have qualified 3 models at this moment and can easily qualify others if none of the 3 models above is available in the local market. Which Wi-Fi routers are supported? It can be easily any off-the-shelf Wi-Fi router that meets 802.11n standard. Please refer to the datasheet for more details. Why does TBX 3000A have 6 USB ports when it can only support 4 instruments? The other USB ports will support other instrument types in the future. Can TekSmartLab be set up in the existing network like department networks? It can, but we suggest the use of a dedicated router to create the TekSmartLab local network. Will TekSmartLab, when set up via Wi-Fi, interfere with an existing department network? The interference can be minimized. One reason is that the TekSmartLab network is set up within the lab, so its interference with the existing network is limited. Also, there are some methods to minimize the interference with an existing network. For example, use a different Wi-Fi channel, adjust the antenna of the routers, etc. What if I have requests for additional TekSmartLab functionality? Any new requests are welcome. Please contact your local Tektronix representative with your request. We have covered a lot of information in this presentation. Now let's summarize what's been presented. TekSmartLab is a network-based solution that brings a more efficient lab experience. TekSmartLab is easy to set up via Wi-Fi and easy to upgrade. Instructors and lab managers can centrally control and monitor up to 400 instruments, and even more when they're not in the lab. Students can save and archive the test results online. No more picture taking or sketching. TekSmartLab is expected to be the standard for future teaching labs. Please contact your local Tektronix representative and request a demonstration of the TekSmartLab solution. And for more information, please visit us www.tektronix.com/TekSmartLab. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.